I always see you talking shit in the chat, bro. Take the L. Toby, stop. You're just a big fanboy. You're the most biased person that's been in my chat. Toby, why don't you make a channel, bro? Like, if you think your takes are so great and unbiased, make a channel. Let's see how you do. You like to talk, you like to make predictions. Make them public. Make them public. That's that pipsqueak strength for you. I gotta knock some sense into these MMA fans, man. Fedor Emelianenko. Fedor Emelianenko. This ain't Peaches and Creamville.
Peaches and Creamville. Peaches and Creamville.
Aljamain wins 48-47. Aljamain beat Henry Cejudo. Fuck yes. Henry Cejudo, 48-47 scorecard. Fuck out of here with that. Aljamain Sterling wins. Toby, take your L. Toby, take your L. I always see you talking shit in the chat, bro. Take the L. Lucas biased TRACY back at it again. Toby, you literally picked Cejudo to beat Aljamain Sterling. You got that dead wrong. And you say that Jamal Hill has the most power at light heavyweight. That's the most comical statement I've ever heard. Saying that Jamal Hill has a lot of power in his hands, dude, he literally punches like Ian Gary. He does? Yeah, he's maybe like the number 3 biggest puncher, maybe the number 4, but definitely doesn't hit harder than Yuri, Jan Blachowicz, or Magomed. You're like the only YouTuber I know that thinks he doesn't have the hardest hands in the division. Bro, Jamal Hill doesn't have the hardest hands in the division. Yuri has the hardest hands. Jamal Hill took 4 rounds of landing clean shots on Thiago Santos. Old man Santos couldn't KO him stiff. Jamal Hill had 5 rounds with, what's his name? Glover Teixeira. Landed flush head kicks. Couldn't KO him. Grew Joey bedtime. Yeah, but it doesn't matter who other people say is the hardest hitter. They're wrong. Like, it just, look at his record, look at all of his KOs, and look at the way Yuri KOs people. Like, Yuri hits harder. Simple as. It's like relating Ngannou to Pavlovich. They both hit hard, and Ngannou's the harder hitter. Yuri's the harder hitter. And I guarantee you Jan Blachowicz cracks harder than Jamal. Jamal's, I'm not saying he's not a hard hitter, but like, your favorite fighter doesn't have to be the heaviest hitter. Something about, listen, I know Jamal's your favorite fighter, but like, he doesn't have to be the hardest hitter to be a hard hitter. Like, you know, it's not hating on him to just say he's not the biggest puncher when he's not. He's not my favorite fighter. He's literally the hardest hit. I mean, whatever. If you want to die on the hill, I guess that's what you're going to do, but he ain't, in my opinion. Jamal hits very clean. He's crisp. He's not the hardest hitter. He's very accurate. He's a volume guy, but he's definitely not cracking harder than Yuri. That's for sure. Lucas is such a biased casual. You're the one who's biased. There's nothing that I've said that's biased. Like, me saying that Jamal Hill isn't the biggest puncher is not anything that has to do with bias at all. Dude, I'm not biased at all. Like, you can say that I'm biased, but like, tell me which of my takes is biased. Like, you use the word incorrectly all the time. That's not how I use the word. If you want to call me biased, then you should at least bring it up in the case of where I like really like a fighter and I dislike another one and I have a take on that. Okay, tell me which ones. Tell me which ones are biased. Like, tell me right now how I'm being biased about Jamal Hill, please. I'd love to know how I'm being biased. Like Izzy. All right. You can bring up Izzy. I don't like Izzy. But then I'll give you facts to back up everything that I said in my prediction, including how I predicted Izzy would win. So I wasn't being biased there. I literally said this is how Izzy wins, and he got it done. Izzy Pereira, 4th fight. Was I biased when I picked Pereira to beat him the third time, their first fight in the UFC? And was I biased when I said that Izzy could get the win by KO in under 2 rounds? If he wants to get the KO, he can finish Pereira in under 2 rounds up against the fence. That wasn't a very biased take from me, was it? So you're going to have to do better than that. How are they biased? Just wondering if I actually predicted the finish in my video and I said, you know, I'm picking Pereira. There's only 2 people you can pick. The outcomes of these fights can only go one way. It's the fight game. You don't really know what's going to happen. But if Izzy gets the win, it'll be exactly this, and that's what happened. So you can't tell me I was being biased. Calling the guy who does fight analysis and commentary every week. Like, dude, I'm telling you, man, if these guys had their own fucking channels, like, they'd be getting 90% of their picks wrong, dude. Toby, I think you're just coping with the fact that you're a huge Jamal Hill fan and you hate that anyone would bet against him. If anything, you're probably more biased than me. You said Pereira is a better striker than Izzy. He outstruck him in literally every fight. Pereira outstruck Izzy in the second fight. Their first fight in the UFC, he outstruck him. Look at the rounds on the feet. He outstruck him in the rematch. Look at the striking exchanges. He got caught with a KO. Not being biased, when you're 0-3 to someone up until your fourth fight and you've gotten outstruck on the feet, you're the one who's being biased. Just tell me that Pereira's not the better striker. So, yeah. Izzy is the guy that needs a KO. Alex Pereira is a better striker when it comes to the long game. Like outstriking someone, comes to outpointing someone, it comes to out kickboxing them. Alex Pereira is always the better guy. Period. He's not 0-3 though. Yeah, he is 0-3 on paper. Dude, you know how biased you have to be to say Izzy's the better striker when he's only won 1 out of 4 fights? You know how biased you have to be saying that Izzy's the better striker when he's 1-3 against one guy? All right, dude, I'm done with this combo. Like, you're just gonna lose this debate every time. You're just gonna lose this debate every time. Like, I'm coming out with much better points than you. All you got to do is, yeah. Look at the fights. Alex Pereira is outstriking Adesanya in their first MMA fight. Clear as day. Adesanya was winning rounds based on hurting him one time on the feet. It's not called outstriking someone. That's just having one moment in the span of 5 seconds and taking him down. Pereira beat him pillar to post in the 5th round, beat him in the 2nd round, was outstriking him before Izzy landed the takedown in the 3rd. The only round Izzy outstruck Pereira in that fight was the 4th. 1 round outstriking Pereira, outstruck Izzy in 3. Boom. Yeah. Toby, stop. You're just a big fanboy. Toby, use the word biased a lot. You're the most biased person that's been in my chat, if anything. Like, you're constantly calling me biased. I think you know that you're biased. Yeah, you're an Izzy fanboy. Like, straight up, dude. You're a Jamal Hill fanboy. Whole chat was picking Pereira by KO. I picked Izzy. Izzy won. I'm smarter than the average. Okay. Toby, why don't you make a channel, bro? Like, if you think your takes are so great and unbiased, make a channel. Let's see how you do. But yeah, Toby, let's see if you can rock off with the channel, man. You like to do all these. You like to talk. You like to make predictions. Make them public. Make them public. Lucas got a slow fan base. I feel bad. You're literally in every single one of my fight night streams. Like, you're literally one of them. But okay. Like, you watch all my shit, bro. But all right. If you're just gonna come here to call me biased all the time, you're always watching this shit. Toby versus Lucas fight should happen. All right. Bro just called out his own fan. That's Toby, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.